Hey everybody, it's Dixie Dan. Today we are going to learn about Strata Homes, one of St. George's best custom home builders. Let's check out this beautiful home that they recently built and learn more about their in-house design process. We are here with Josh Warner. He is the architect for Strata. When you start with a lot or a blank sheet of paper and you're sitting down with folks, how do you normally do your design?
Each person's unique, right? They each have a different starting point. Some have built custom homes in the past and they've experienced that, and then they have an idea, and so they move through the process differently than somebody that's doing it for the first time. Just because of the experience of having done hundreds of homes, we can say, I know you're thinking about it this way. Have you thought about it in this way? And sometimes that applies to their family and sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't, then we move on to the next thing.
Do you start designing based on, I guess, somebody's needs, but is it from the inside out?
It's almost floor plan out.
Okay.
Because the floor plan and the layout ultimately affects the roof shape.
Yeah.
And the roof shape affects everything else. We build it three-dimensionally. All of our stuff is done in 3D.
That's great.
It helps the client see things so much better.
Yeah.
And then from there, then we can start to add the layers of style to the outside and the inside, but it's always planned first. And then you want to take in sight lines. I mean, a lot of our clients are, buying nice lots that have views, and it's like, we want that mountain, we want that mountain,
right.
We want that valley. And so we start to try to put those pieces in place as much as possible to maximize those views that they've come in expecting to see from the get-go.
What are some new design trends that you're starting to see people want in the marketplace?
I see that the butler pantry is becoming more of a caterer's kitchen. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing that the mudrooms are getting bigger, mm-hmm. And sometimes almost growing into the laundry room. Mm-hmm. I can't say that that's completely new, but I think it's making a comeback, and you're starting to see these super laundry rooms. Mm-hmm. We're seeing color trends where there's been a lot of tone on tone, very light, and now they're starting to do a little bit more of the moody, darker colors in certain rooms. Mm-hmm. I've seen that kind of starting about 6 to 8 months ago, and it seems to be gaining traction.
Mm-hmm. What are some things that are out?
The theater, the dedicated theater, just because it's so limiting.
That's all you can do in that room.
It's all you can do in it. So now what I kind of see is that it's a bigger flex room with a wall of TVs so that the guys can get together, they can play ping pong. At the same time, they can have the UFC fight on and a basketball game or whatever.
Right.
But interestingly, a couple of people have put in theaters in the last year, so I don't know what to think of that. But again, it doesn't matter what I think. At the end of the day, what do you want? And we will give you that.
Yeah.
This home here was a true collaboration with the owner. He was very busy. Sometimes we would work from 9 till 11:30 at night, but we sat down and we did every little detail that he wanted. We did a lot of research because this was kind of a newer style. Mm-hmm. We hadn't done a lot of the contemporary Tudor, but it was so rewarding to sit down and then have the owner go, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted.
Okay, I'm here with Tanner Garfield. He is the co-founder of Strata Homes. And Tanner, tell us a little bit about the company.
We started the company to provide very well-built homes at an affordable price.
Tell us what makes Strata different than some of the other custom builders that are in town.
As we got into this space, we realized that there's a lot of things that the industry as a whole can improve upon. One of the things that construction is just notorious for really not having is customer service. We looked at this whole process, and it starts really with the vision of the customer and their desire to want to build. And then from there, it gets pretty complicated. Typically, you have to meet with an architect and meet with a designer and then meet with an engineer and meet with these various parties. We've kind of taken that process in-house.
It sounds like you do like a three-dimensional plan too, where they can kind of walk through the home before it's even built and finished. Mm-hmm. That's one of those advantages I think you guys provide that not many others do. How do you help manage the budget?
That's a really good question. We just are really transparent with our customers. Essentially, it's a risk transfer, right?
Right.
So do you want to take the risk on the materials market, or do you want us to take the risk on the materials market? We can do it either way.
So do you have buyers that will typically carry the construction loan and they'll build cost plus, and then maybe you can also do like, hey, this is our top end number, figure out the budget, and let's keep it under there and just go?
We've done it both ways, and both ways have been successful. If an outlet needs to be moved, if we need to change the tile, whatever the case, like we always want the customer to feel like they have a voice, that they're important.
What would you say it takes from that point where they meet with you for the first time to when they're moving furniture in? We can't say exactly how long that's going to take, but what should someone expect? Is that like a 2-year process?
It can be done in faster than 2 years. We had a client that reached out to us from New York. The design to the completion of that home was 9 months. Not every customer is that way. I would say on average, like the design, if somebody came in and they sat down with their lot and we started a plan, we'd probably be about 3 to 4 months before we could get into engineering. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we could get started on it as soon as
you get permit. Does the buyer submit photos from Pinterest? How do they go through a plan and pick all the finishes?
Good question. It's kind of all of that. Pinterest is not something that I would use outside of work, but it's something that we use quite frequently. And then we have phenomenal designer partners that we can engage with. In-house, we have some capabilities to kind of help our customers through that process as well.
I love how it's all in-house and people are going to be taken care of. They're going to be guided through the process by people that do it every day like you. It was great to meet with Josh and Tanner. As you can see, their process is very buyer-friendly. If you're interested in a custom build with Strata Homes, they have many available lots in Washington Fields and Little Valley area of St. George. If you want more information about Strata Homes, their information and mine is in the video description. I've been matching home builders with home buyers for over 2 decades. If you're thinking about moving here, I'd love to help you. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing so you don't miss our weekly videos. We'll be exploring amazing new homes and the exciting lifestyle of sunny St. George. See you soon.